Alright, so welcome back. So in this video I'm going to finish up with my logic edits for my game. This is done in Playground. If you are not sure how you got to this video, please see my prior video where I began to edit it, and then I have a couple other videos ahead of that one where I actually start building this from scratch. So in this video, in this one, I'm going to finish up with the edits that I needed to make to my game logic before I put it all into my game. So the next thing I need to do is I need to do another test, and this test is actually, I want to only pull numbers that are applicable to 3, 5, and 7, okay? So let's go ahead and do another function, and this time I want to test whether the range is filtered. For 3, 5, and 7. Okay. All right, so again, I'm just going to use system under test dot let's see. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to do system under test just yet. I'm going to actually first set the range. So let range equal 1 through, let's do 8 because I want 7 included. And then what I need to do is I need to set, of course, the range of the system or system of the test to the range that I have created. And then I'm just going to actually do another constant. This time I'm just going to do filtered numbers here, and that should equal the system of the test filtered for applicable numbers. And then assert equal, and actually no, let's do assert true, because what I want to do is I want to make sure that whatever is in the filtered numbers, it contains something. So I'm going to do filter numbers contains 7. And I want to say should contain 7. And then I want to assert a false statement because I want to make sure that there's no numbers in the filtered numbers that isn't divisible by 3 or 5 or 7. Contains a 2, should remove all numbers not divisible by 3, 5, or 7. Okay, let's save this. I know it's going to fail because I haven't done any work yet, but that's the point of doing unit testing, especially on logic, is that you want to make sure that what you are building is useful. All right, I have a failure. And what is that failure? It is here, my assert false. So I need to do some work. All right. And I'm going to make this super, I'm not going to really go into too much detail about this, but again, filter is another wonderful little doohickey from Swift, but just like map. And what I can do is I can, again, call my shorthand arguments to filter out the numbers. So let's go ahead and do let filtered numbers equal and I'm going to call my numbers from my array up here. So numbers, I'm going to do dot filter, and what filter is, let's see, filter, it returns an array containing in order the elements of the sequence that satisfy the given predicate. So again, filter is like map. It accepts and basically a closure. And in this closure, again, I'm going to do my shorthand. So I want it to look at every number, and then I want it to actually check to see if that number is divisible by 3. And it has to equal 0. Okay. And then I want to also do that for 5 and 7. So I'm going to repeat the same thing. So I'm just going to copy this. And then I'm going to do a plus sign. And I'm going to paste it. And instead of the 3, I'm going to do it by 5. Again, I'm going to plus again. And basically what the plus is that it's appending these numbers to my filtered number array. And it will become an array because that's what filter does. It outputs an array from an array. All right, so let's go 7. Let's save. And then what I want to do is I want to return an array. But the thing is, with this setup that I've got going on here is that, say if the number is 15. 15 is going to show up twice because 15 is divisible by 3 and it's also divisible by 5. So I want to make sure that I only get one occurrence of 15, not 2. Same with 35. 35 is divisible, 35 is divisible by 7, and it's also divisible by 5, so it's going to appear twice. So I want to make sure that any numbers that are divisible by 2 of these or 3 of these is not repeated. So how do I do that? Well, we will get to that. But let's make sure that this is returning what we want it to be. So instead of returning numbers, I want to return my filtered numbers. So let's go ahead and copy this, paste it here, save. Let's rerun our test again. All right, our test passed. Perfect. Now again, if you're not sure about anything I've done here, definitely play around with this in Playground. I know I didn't really go into much detail about filter in this video, but I do in other videos, so check that out. And there's plenty of resources out there too. Okay, so let's see here. All right, so what I want to make sure is, again, that my filtered numbers is not repeating. So let's go ahead and write another test. So function test game numbers should not contain more than one occurrence in array. I know it's very verbose, but it's okay. And that's one of the things that I like about doing unit testing, is that it's almost like writing your documentation at the same time. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. So, but I'm going to do actually, I think maybe a smaller range. So let's do let range equal, let's say we do 32, well, I guess I'm going to do 15, so maybe 13 to 16. So it's going to be 15, basically 15 and 14 that will output. Okay, I'm going to set my range for my system under test to my range that I created. And then assert that let's see here. Actually, let's move this test underneath my filtered test. Okay, so what I want to assert is, I want to assert that first, that the system under test filtered, actually let's go ahead and create an array here for filtered numbers, because I want to actually do some work on this, because I don't want to keep calling it. So it's, again, kind of like above, I'm doing exactly what I did above. True. Filtered numbers contains 15. Should contain 15. And then what I want to do is I want to pop it off. Let's see, remove all. Actually, let's do an assert here. I'm actually doing this test on the fly. This is not something that I actually have written down in my actual notes, so you get to see me actually work this. All right, so actually what I want to do is I want to assert that the count is 1. So assert true that filtered numbers count is equal to 1. So should have only one occurrence of 15. So I already know it will contain 15. It's just it should only contain one of the occurrences of 15. So let's save. Let's run this. It should return false. Yeah, fix it. Okay, for some reason it's not liking what I've got going on here. I'm gonna copy my notes and retry this again. So let's do xct assert true that filtered numbers actually assert equal. That's probably why I'm having issues here. Count is equal to 1. And my little comments, because there's should only be one occurrence of 15, not 2. All right, let's try this again. Okay, and I do have a failure, and that failure is my should not contain. It failed because there's 3 is not equal to 1. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a switch statement on this. Oh, it's also counting, I was actually expecting 2, not 3, and I think that's because my range is too wide, because I believe, yeah, 14 will be also included in this. So let's actually do it should actually be 2. Maybe I should just leave it at 13. Well, maybe I should just do 15. Let's try this again, because I did include 14 and I completely forgot, spaced it. Let's see what it returned back. It should be 2 now. Yep, because it's 15. Okay, so I know that I have 2 occurrences of 15. So how I'm going to fix that is I'm actually going to convert my array into a set and then convert that set back into an array, because with sets it pops off any duplicates, and that's exactly what I want. So how I'm going to do that, first of all I'm going to type array, and then just do my little parentheses, and I'm going to convert my array into a set, and then parentheses around the array, save. And what this does is it first converts my array that occurred up here into a set, and then my set is converted back into an array. All right, so let's go ahead and see if that worked. And it worked. So boom, there we go. All right, so we've already done all that. Now the easy part is actually moving this on to the project. All right, so let's go ahead and open up our project here. So here's our project. Let's go ahead and add a new file. This is going to be a plain Swift file. And we'll go ahead and name it game logic. Make sure to target, create. All right, so let's go back to our game logic, select all, copy, and then go back to here and paste it. And so with the public, we're basically going to remove anything with public in it. So I'm going to copy that, do a find, but I'm actually going to do a replace. And then I'm going to do V, and I'm going to replace it with nothing, and do replace all. So it removes all of the public tags that I had on there. I'm actually going to remove this init because I don't need it. Save. And then I'm going to create another folder, but this time in my tests. Do a new file. Do unit test, not UI, unit test. I'm going to name this game logic test and save it. Make sure the target is here. All right, go back to my project and select all of my tests. I'm just going to copy all, and I'm going to do some deleting here as well. So I'm just going to copy all of this, paste it, go up here, remove everything as far as all the imports. All right, so remove all that, remove this, go down here, remove my observer because I don't need that anymore. Neither do I need my test runner. So delete the test runner. Okay, let's go ahead and save. Save this. So let's see here. Let me go and look at my game logic. So I got my test for my game logic. I'm actually gonna name this game logic tests. This is gonna be game logic. Save. Let's make sure I have no errors. I do. So anything that says biz pub, I'm just gonna rename to game logic. Should be game logic. Save, save. Oh no, build failed. All right, I think what I need to do, so I forgot to bring my testable import. Let's see if that happened, if that actually makes a difference. It should. All right, so let's go ahead and run these tests by clicking on the very first diamond that's right next to the class to see if this worked.
Test succeeded.
All right, awesome. So my test succeeded, which is great. So that is how you convert the tests that you write in Playground into your project. Hopefully you found this video entertaining or maybe informative is the actual hope. If so, give it a thumbs up. If you want to be notified of my videos when I upload them, you have to subscribe. And again, if you want to follow along and get access to what code I cover for every video before I submit a video to YouTube, you have to subscribe to my email list and I will provide that information to you. All right, till next time.